Hi everyone, welcome to our instructional aid for the TSA virtual competitive events for Indiana TSA State Conference for 2021. Just to go over a few things, first off, the conference is going to be held April 23rd and 24th. That'll be a Friday, Saturday event, and it will be virtual starting Friday sometime shortly after schools typically end, going until Saturday evening. We'll stop sometime Friday evening as well for a break. So we just wanted to go ahead and show you a little bit about what our competitive events are for this year and give you some updates. If you look at this screen here, we've created this chart, so hopefully it is something easy to follow for your students as well as yourself. And we are basically listing every event. So if you look here at level, this will list whether it is a high school or middle school event, the event itself, the eligibility, so you'll notice each one refers to what it is. So 1 to 4 members per team, 2 teams per chapter, individual entries are permitted. Or in this case, there is no chapter limit, and so on. So every event has its own eligibility, and most of those are based off of what nationals would accept if you were to go on to the national competition. Event type will show whether it's a team or individual event, or if it can be both. Submit by, since this is a virtual conference, several of our items will actually be submitted prior to the conference attending. This gives our judges time to go over objects, go over the conference materials that are submitted, and then if they want, that gives them a better opportunity when a lot of these have an interview. So for example, architectural design has an interview. So them submitting their project about a week beforehand gives that judge plenty of time to go through the project and create a good list of questions for that interview. Modifications, so this will be anything that's significant to note for that competition, especially for this year. So for example, there will be an online interview and presentation of the model. Portfolio needs to be electronically submitted. Here we have our theme, remodel a non-residential building. Most of these come straight from the themes and problems page on the national website or out of the competitive events descriptions. So then here we have a basically quick guide I'd call. So if you look at here, a design portfolio of some sort is required. Here would be an online exam is required, a video demonstration, a time challenge, a digital display, some sort of model or entry, or whether a presentation or interview is required. And then we just label anything that was selected. So this will say digital portfolio model entry presentation, and that hits all those things. Actually, this should say digital portfolio. I can't edit that. I'm view only. All right, I'll have to edit that later. It should say video as well. So then if you go through the rest of these as well, each of them have different things. So most of them are submit midnight by April 16th. And then there's other general information. All of them have basically little tidbits that are different from the others. Some ones to note, or something to note, is that when you pay for your TSA account and you finally go on tsaweb.org and you download the competition information, make sure that you are using the correct one according to here. So for example, use virtual competitive event guides for all events with the exception of dragster design, structural engineering, and tech problem solving. So there is 2 different folders now this year. There's a virtual one and there's a normal one. Make sure you're using the virtual rubrics except for those dragster design, structural, and tech problem. The reason why none of those are actually within the virtual rubrics. So if we go down and, for example, look at dragster design, 10 individuals are allowed per chapter, individual event. You have to mail your dragster along with the supporting documentation by April 13th. That gives it plenty of time to get to us in order the judges to be able to evaluate if it meets the criteria. And then we will actually do a live competitive, video of all this going on. So basically it'd be like a live stream. All of them, like I said, have kind of their little ins and outs just to figure out what is required. Once again, if you have any questions, please email me at stateadvisor.indianatsa, stateadvisor@indianatsa.org. My bad. Or you can call me as well, and my phone number is always in the bottom of my emails. So that is pretty much all I wanted to go over. A few other things. On-demand video, and this is not the only one, but notice it has a different submission date. It needs to be submitted by April 22nd. However, they will not know what the content of that competition is until April 17th. So some of these are competitions where your students can start right away and get working right now. Others, they can't compete, do anything until the day of. And then others, they'll have to wait until a certain time if it's like a timed competition. That way, it meets the spirit of what the event typically was. All right, and then we also have our middle school events further down. Okay, once again, if you have any questions, please reach out to me at stateadvisor@indianatsa.org. And have a good day.